How can a person stand strong against the oppression of a ruthless tyrant? How can one preserve their principles and values when the price is their life? These are eternal questions, echoing throughout time and space. Our history is full of stories of people who chose to stand against injustice, to be beacons that light our paths to righteousness. Among these great figures, the story of Said ibn Jubair stands out as a symbol of steadfastness and courage. Before we start today's video, I have a small request. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll be the first to know when we drop new videos. Don't miss out on the awesome updates and exclusive videos we've made just for you. What are you waiting for? Subscribe now and join our awesome community. Let's get started. In a time when injustice was a drawn sword, a fearless star arose. His name was Said ibn Jubair. Said ibn Jubair was born in Kufa in the 1st century of Hijri. He grew up in a household of knowledge and piety. He memorized the Holy Quran and learned hadith and fiqh. He became known for his vast knowledge, piety and righteousness and became one of the great tabi'een. But his time was a time of political turmoil where Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi was the governor of Iraq, known for his tyranny and cruelty. The two rivers met. Said ibn Jubair confronted Al-Hajjaj. One day Al-Hajjaj summoned Said ibn Jubair. He knew his standing among the people and wanted him to pledge allegiance to Abd al-Malik ibn Marwan as the caliph of the Muslims. Said entered upon Al-Hajjaj and found him sitting on his chair, surrounded by his strong guard. Al-Hajjaj asked him why he had not pledged allegiance to the caliph. Cries of truth cannot be silenced by the sword. Said replied in a calm, steady voice, "I only pledge allegiance to those I deem worthy of the caliphate." Al-Hajjaj's anger intensified and he asked, "And who do you see as worthy of the caliphate other than the commander of the faithful?" Said replied without hesitation, "I believe the caliphate is more deserving of someone who establishes prayer, gives zakat and rules justly over the people." Al-Hajjaj's anger increased, so he ordered his soldiers to beat Said. Said was severely beaten, but he showed no fear or weakness. He remained steadfast, repeating words of truth. Death of the body, beginning of the nightmare. Al-Hajjaj ordered the killing of Said ibn Jubair. The soldiers carried out the order, and Said was martyred for the sake of God. But his death was not the end of the story. It was the beginning of a nightmare for the tyrant. Between the oppressor and the oppressed, a rope of justice unbroken. It was narrated that after Said's murder, Al-Hajjaj saw terrifying nightmares in his sleep, so he could not sleep except in fear and trembling. He would scream in his sleep, "What do I have to do with you, son of Jubair? Leave me alone!" It is said that Al-Hajjaj continued to suffer from these nightmares until he died. Said ibn Jubair, a legacy of unfading gold. The story of Said ibn Jubair is not just a historical story but a beacon that lights our way to truth and justice. It reminds us that injustice does not last, and that standing up to it is a duty upon every Muslim. It is a story about the power of faith, the steadfastness of principle, and that true victory is the victory of the soul and conscience. Let your heart be of iron, and your faith like the immovable mountains. Let us draw inspiration from the story of Said ibn Jubair's courage and steadfastness, and let us make it a guiding light in our lives. Let us be true to our principles and not fear the blame of the blamers in the cause of God. In conclusion, the sun of truth never sets. The story of Said ibn Jubair remains a testament that the sun of truth cannot be obscured by a sieve, and that injustice is inevitably fleeting, and victory is with the patient.